TV back here at TV's cabin. I've cut out a couple handles, been working on a little bit on the handles for the machete that I was building. This machete right here. I still got some bugs to work out on fitting this up and everything, but thinking I may just decide to countersink these handles since it's a 1/4 inch thick, roughly, I figure should be able to go in about 1/8 on each side. It's not very much to take out there. But then this piece right here, I've got to cut it plumb out. I'm going to leave about 1 inch block here to brace up against the, well, let's see. I don't necessarily have to do it. I'm looking here. No, I could just put this wood right here would hold the brace right against the center of the brace on each side. Yep, I wouldn't have to leave that in there at all. I could take that right out. I think that would set right again it. Let's see. This will be in here like this, only this will be flattened out straight up and down all the way when I heat it. And I'm fixing to do just that, heat it. When I get it hot enough, I'll take it out with pliers after a while, and I'll beat this out flat, and this is going to be my guard for this machete, hand guard. It ain't real fancy, but I can shape it up however I want to shape it with a grinder. Before or after I get it on there, put it in a vise, and I can round these corners down or whatever you want. But the idea is this guard just to protect your hand. You don't have to have one on the machete. Most of them do not have a hand guard. But this one is a little unusual. I made it from a lawnmower blade, and it's made more like a short sword than it is a machete. But I designed it for a machete, actually. Exactly what I really designed it for. But it's really light and it's easy to handle, feels good in your hand even with just the steel, holding the steel. It's so flexible I can move into it, thrust, chop, whatever you want to do with it. But it's going to be a pretty good tool for cutting brush and larger. I think it'll be a lot less whacking with that because of the weight of the machete that it is. I think it'll be less cut, less chopping, be more like using a hand axe in your hand than a machete. It's a lot heavier steel. That's a 1/4 inch steel, where that other one I got is only maybe 1/8 of an inch steel. You know, it's pot metal. However, I do like it because it's light. It ain't so heavy to carry with you in the field all day. That's a plus on its part, but on, let me take this down. I was just cutting me up some wood. And just to show you what these little knives will do that I've made, I imagine I could split that wood there no problem with this machete. I just may do that, just a demonstration, and show you what it will do. I don't get my own hand. Boy, that was hard. I'm whacking it. They whack me. See that? That went plumb through oak, boys. When I laid her back there and walked it once. One walk when I laid it to it. Got serious about it. I was just trying to be careful not to mess up nothing in the house. But that's going to be cooked wood now, what I'm going to do with that part. I've got another piece here I'm going to split just as a demonstration, but you can see these carbon steel blades are very good blades to use. You could use this wood for anything, but I'm going to use it to heat far here in a minute because I'm running low on wood, real low, and I'm trying to find stuff to work with. Now I saved myself some wood back in case that I mess up one of these handles that I can make another handle. That's no problem. Okay, I'm going to set this up here and get my hand out of the way. See that? Bad. Go right down through the wood, no problem, just like a hand axe. And that's what I was designing. That was the purpose of this weapon or tool. And I could have just as easily have made that probably into a short sword if I'd have designed the handle different and come in here even, but I didn't. But it doesn't necessarily have to have a hand guard, but I would like one. It just keeps, it just gives you a little more protection to your hand when using one of them. And notice I didn't even have no wooden handle on that, and how easily that thrusts right through the wood. And it didn't hurt my hand at all. With that, even though the handle wasn't covered in no wood, I read back there and walked it up and cut with that all day just like it is. But it probably would wear a blister on you. Without wood. You know, even wood can wear a blister. That's the reason I like to wear, you should wear gloves when working with wood. I don't a lot of times. Just like what you saw right there. Now, I've got this wood here to go on my cook stove. And there's several ways to light a fire in your wood stoves. It's easier to build a fire in than probably anything else. But I can use, I've got what you call a, I forget what it's called now, a magnesium bar and a ferro rod built on it. And you can start a fire with that. I could do that here at home, but I'm saving that for the bush because it is important that you have something like that you can get you a fire with in the bush in a hurry. Supposing you had a loved one fall in the water, get wet, or a friend or someone get hurt bad and need to cauterize a wound. I mean, in a hurry. You got to have a fire or they're dead. You know, maybe it's you shot. I've dug lead out of my ass a time or two too. And it ain't no pretty picture, any way you slice it. But, we won't get into that. But what I'm saying is, whenever you got help, it's a lot better that you can get better. If you can't get to town right away and get medical help and you're injured in the bush, you got to know how to treat your own injuries. You can't depend on Mr. Doctor. Oh, I'm going to run down to the doctor and maybe he'll see me in a month or so after I've bled to death. You know, make a dang appointment. Even if you go to the emergency inn, walk in, if they don't seem to think you got any critical problem, they'll let you sit there and die. I've seen that happen. They thought you was okay because you're still standing, and the person fall out on the floor dead. You know, and they don't care. I mean, the family's probably sued them for wrongful death, but does that bring the person back? No. You ain't got any help. That's what I'm saying in this world. A lot of times you have to help yourself with most anything. But with a ferro rod and get something like the Mini Inferno going, you got you a dual purpose thing there for quick fire. Where you get Mini Inferno at, you can get it from Dave Canterbury's website. I think it's www.southwilderness Outfitters, I believe. But anyway, I'll get that right. I'll get his deal. But anyway, they have a store up there on the line that you can order that Mini Inferno, and I've been intending to order it. I haven't yet, but I do know that their word is honorable, or they've always been honest with me when I ordered and bought stuff from them. So I would say that you could trust them because they've always done me right, and I've got no reason to complain. Everything I bought from them has been just as Dave said it would be. And I've enjoyed my little sling bow that I got from them. I bought the full kit. I bought the fisherman pocket and the whole works from them. And I've even bought their heavier bands. They shoot real good. They're a lot harder to pull now, though, folks, than the 22-pound bands. You have to get used to them because they are heavier bands and harder to pull. If you're not strong enough, you better stick with the 22-pound bands. You know, I like them either way. I've gotten used to them now. At first, I didn't like the 55-pound bands because they were so stiff when I first pulled it. But I can stack arrows with it now with my Pathfinder bow, fisherman pocket, or whatever they call it, the Pathfinder long hunter series. But anyhow, I've enjoyed it. what I'm trying to say.